Hello, this is Billy Core from the Nostalgia Mall, and we're back once again with the ultimate Packard Bell Legend 3550 that we built recently. And one change that you may notice right off the bat is we're missing the big Packard Bell CRT monitor. Well, it's sitting right there for now to be put back into storage. Reason for this is, one, it wasn't really cooperating well with my VGA capture setup down there, and two, it was just too big for this setup right here. It was making things too cramped here, especially since I use my main daily driver system right here, and it was just getting in the way. So I switched over to using this Dell LCD monitor that came with my Dell Dimension 2350, and it works fine, very fine. But I discovered something kind of interesting at Goodwill this afternoon that will actually be replacing this Dell monitor. And let's take a look at it. And here it is. This is a vintage LCD monitor from ViewSonic, a VA800 view panel, still in the original box. Now, it's not new in the box, but everything should be in here, and it was only $5 at my local Goodwill. And this is one of the earlier examples of an LCD monitor. This is actually a big one, a 17.4-inch viewable LCD view panel monitor with dual inputs, so you could plug up two VGA capable computers to this. There's the specs down here. Apparently it goes up to 1280 by 1024. I wish it was a little bit lower, but we should be fine. I believe this is from about the year 2000, so it's kind of era appropriate for what I use it for. Designed for Windows 2000 and Windows 98, and even Mac. That's the other language version. Still has a sticker up there from Best Buy. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. Okay. We still got the original styrofoam. Heavy one. Alright, there we are. Plastic off. Wow. This one has seen quite a bit of use. Closer look at it. It's yellowed, unfortunately, here at the front. Still got the original sticker on the front, though. Screen is very dirty, but a little bit of Windex will take care of that. Take a look at the back. Uses a proprietary plug for power, which I hope is in here. And it is. Thank goodness. I've never seen a DC plug like that before. I got some pencil writing on the back here, but hopefully it'll work. A little bit newer than I thought. Manufacture date December 2001, so Windows XP would have already been released by then. Yeah, really move it around quite well. Yeah, this will be a little bit more era appropriate for my setup. I just wish it wasn't yellowed. Well, let's set it up. Okay, first things first, let's remove this Dell monitor. Wonderful monitor, by the way. First LCD monitor I ever owned. But it's just not era appropriate enough. So, unplug this from over here. Alright, got that moved out of the way. I've got to find where the power connector went. Okay. There's a jungle of cables down here. Alright, there we go. And start using this as my workbench monitor again. I actually just set this up here last night, so it hasn't even been there 24 hours. So let's go ahead and get the new power cable in place. Didn't see a VGA cable, but I've got plenty of them. Plug her on in. Go. Now to grab a VGA cable. I believe I got one over here. Unscrew it from this monitor over here. Alright, here's a good old-fashioned VGA cable. Never have too many of these. Go ahead and plug it into this thing right here. We still don't know if that new monitor, or old monitor I should say, works or not. Certainly hope it does. Of course, if it doesn't, I'm only out $5. It would be nice to have a beige LCD monitor here to fit with the retro setup I've got going. Alright, we've got both cables that we are required to have, so let's go ahead and bring the new monitor over. Again, it will need to be cleaned up, but right now I just want to test it, and if it works, we'll worry about cleaning it later. Okay, let's go ahead and give it power. Alright, got a no signal image on here, so at least the LCD itself works. Now we need to plug in our VGA, put it into video 1. I will be using two computers with this, the Ultimate Packard Bell and my Gateway 2000, but those are connected via KVM, so having the multiple VGAs on this monitor won't be necessary for this particular setup. Of course, that's backwards. I think you're intended to do this before you put the stand on, but I'm not going to bother taking that back off. Alright, got it in there. I'll screw it in later. Man, it is awful big, but still... It's big, but still a lot more sensible than a giant CRT. Alright, let's test her out. One moment the computer's not turning on. Well, funny story. Everything's okay now, I think, but we just encountered a failed power supply. As you saw a while ago, I kept hitting the power button on the Ultimate Packard Bell here, and it would not power up or anything or show any sign of life. Well, I took it over to the workbench to do a little bit of troubleshooting. I reset the CMOS, took the battery out, just could not get it to power on. Then I realized I was smelling something kind of electrically burnt. And so my first idea was power supply must be bad. So I found a spare power supply that had nothing but SATA drive connector, so I wouldn't be able to replace it with that anyway. But I did plug it in, and the computer powered right up. So I had to take the power supply out of my Dell Dimension 2350 and put it in here. I haven't tested it yet. It should work, but here is the culprit. Here is what failed on us, I believe. And this actually did come out of a Dell. And we are very, very lucky and fortunate that the failed power supply did not take the motherboard out with it. We are very lucky for that. But yeah, it's not a strong smell, but you can tell just by smelling it a little bit that something did go wrong here. So we can tell you you need to go sit on the naughty step without any supper for nearly killing one of my favorite creations here. So yeah. All right. Fingers crossed here that we well, hitting the power switch on the power supply did something. Alright, we're getting a picture on our new monitor. Probably going to have to go into the BIOS and reset all the settings because of since I had to take the battery out. Yep. Display looks a little funny, but I think that's because of the HDMI to VGA adapter that I have going for my AverMedia capture card. What I intend to do is get a powered VGA splitter to just bypass all of that, so the monitor picture will look a lot nicer. So, okay, it's January the 30th of 2018, and it is 2:39 p.m. Well, 2:40 now. Of course, I have a program that auto syncs the time through the internet, so that should make it accurate. Turn that on. It seemed like we just went through all this. Turn that off. This is a plug-and-play OS. And we want to turn the onboard sound off. Save the changes. Okay, I had it in real DOS mode last time I used this, so we're going to have to exit back out of that and boot back into Windows. We'll get into the Windows GUI eventually, I promise. And if we don't, I'll buy you all a Pepsi. Looks pretty good. It's an 800 by 600 mode, of course. This monitor goes up to 1024 by 768. Don't like the little ghosting around some of this, but I think that's because of the capture card. Yeah, it could look a little bit better, but again, I think that's capture card related. So let's try to bypass that capture card, shall we? Okay, I have it connected straight into the computer without the capture card, and we still have that little bit of ghosting, as you can see down there. So I'm afraid this monitor is going to have to go back to Goodwill. Breaks my heart. I thought this was a good deal, but I guess this is why it was $5. Otherwise it's okay, but it's just, I won't be able to live with this. Try auto sync, but I doubt that'll. Nope. I think this monitor just lived a very, very hard life. So it's a shame we won't be using this. Also notice there's a nice crack right there on the right bottom corner, so yeah, this is just not going to work out, folks. If I want an era appropriate LCD monitor that's beige, I'm just going to have to spend a lot more money on eBay and get one from there, unfortunately. So guess we're going back to the Dell monitor. So till next time, this is Billy Core reminding you we got new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, sometimes in between if there's a special event. But this is Billy Core signing off. When I threw that power supply a while ago out of frustration, it kind of hit my Dell LCD monitor right there. 15 years and this monitor has never given me a problem, but it finally has, and it's my own fault. This is just not my day.